We are on to week 8. So by now you should be feeling really, really competent with your dumbbells, and hopefully the moves are feeling a bit easier, a bit more natural to you. So this week I'm really going to challenge you with a Tabata fusion inspired workout. Now Tabata is normally 20 seconds work and 10 seconds rest in 4-minute rounds. But what we're going to do here, we're actually going to do 2 different exercises. So we're going to do two different exercises, 4 rounds of 20 seconds each, but there's going to be a variation each time. So we're going to start with the basic version of each move, then we're going to progress the intensity of it, then we're going to move to an isometric version of it, and then finish with a power move version of it. So you're also going to be getting some great cardio in the process. Tabata goes really, really quickly. It's super fun, but it's going to be challenging at the same time. So I really hope you enjoy it. Let's get going. So first let's take some head rolls round to one side. Just focus on coming to the side, back, side and forward. If it feels a bit crunchy, rolling. And come back the other way. Take some heel taps and wrist rolls outwards, and then coming back the other way. Kick your feet up now to your bottom, get your feet up nice and high. Let's warm up our legs, get our heart rates going. Come forward to high knees, get those knees up nice and high, just jogging on the spot. And let's take some hip openers out. So warm up, mobilize those hips. Switch direction and just bring them inwards now. So you can do a little step, step, step in the middle to make it easier. So scoop your leg in, step, 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 scoop, step, step, step. Stretch your arms out to the side and touch your toe. So stretch, open our chest, and then bending over to touch the opposite toe. Come forward now to a nice lunge and twist. So lunge, twist towards the outstretched knee. Take a few more like this. Come back to center and do some hamstring sweeps. So sweep your arms while you're stretching out the back of your legs. Feel a nice stretch through your hamstrings and your calves. Take it back to a nice down dog now and pedal out those feet. Jump or walk your feet forward. Hang out here for a second in forward fold. Roll slowly up. Shake it out, and let's get ready to begin. For the first half of our first circuit, we're doing squat variations. So grab one dumbbell now, hold it goblet style, nice wide stance. Let's go. Inhale, exhale on the effort. Inhale, exhale on the effort. These rounds go fast, so pace yourself. And when we rest, really catch your breath, take nice deep breaths and rest. Next up, we're coming down into a squat and tapping in and out. Let's go. Down, tap in, tap out, up. So come down, tap in, tap out, come back up. Next up, we've got an isometric hold, so you're just going to come down into your squat position as low as is comfortable for you. So grab that weight, come down and hold.
Moving on into the power version of the move next, so squat jumps. If this is tricky for you, just focus on doing a nice dynamic body weight squat, so just keep it nice and fast. But if you can, jumps. We're only going for 20 seconds, so even if you just do a few, try and get a few jumps in there. Second half of our first circuit, we're already there. You're going to grab both your weights for some row variations. So first up, you've got your standard bent over row. So hinging forward at the hips, row up, squeeze those elbows back. It's not a bicep curl, you're working your back muscles here, so think about squeezing those shoulder blades together. Next, we're going to do a reciprocal row, so that just means one arm at a time in the same position. Great to make sure you balance your training, so one arm at a time now. So left and right, go nice and steady. Now this one is super tough, so if you're doing it body weight only, that's fine. Come down to your renegade row position and we're going to hold. So isometric hold for 10 seconds on one side. And now swap sides. And hold, squeeze that elbow back. So next up, we're doing our full renegade row. So again, if you're doing this body weight only, that's absolutely fine. It is a tricky, quite advanced move. So come to your high plank, feet nice and wide, and renegade row, either with your dumbbells or body weight only. Wherever you are in your training, that's absolutely fine. For our second circuit, we're doing a standard one leg deadlift. You're going to support on your back foot, so come down now, right foot forward, weight on that front foot, and hinge forward and up. So this is just your standard one leg deadlift. That back foot is just supporting you. Think about pushing your bottom back and hinging at the hips. Then we're going to add a lunge back and hinge forward, so adding a slightly more dynamic variation. So pick up both your weights again, lunge back on your left foot, bring it back towards the other one and hinge forward. So lunge back, step forward, hinge over that front leg. For our isometric segment, you're going to hold back in your lunge position, and if you can, gently hinge back and forward. If that's a bit too much, just hold in your lunge here. So you don't have to add this hinge forward and back, just try it if you can, otherwise just hold in that back lunge position. For our final power segment of the move, we're going for jumping lunges, or just focus on doing alternate knee drives if this is a bit too high impact. So catch your breath quickly now, and then we're just taking this over to the other side. So grab both those weights again, left foot forward this time, hinge forward and up. So your weight should be mostly on your front foot, your back foot is just there to support you, to aid with your balance. Push your bottom back, hips back up, push your bottom back, hips forward. So this time you're going to be lunging back with your right foot, then bringing it back very slightly towards your front foot and doing that nice hinge motion forward again. So lunge back, bring the foot back, hinge over that front foot. And now get ready to go back to that isometric hold with a slight hinge forward if you can. So remember, you don't have to do the hinge forward. You can just hold here. So right foot back, hold in your lunge position and hinge forward and back if you can. Finally, we're back to our power version of the move, so it's either jumping lunges or alternate knee drives here. So we're at the halfway mark now, onto our third circuit already. Come down onto the floor, grab both your dumbbells, and we're going in for a chest press. So out to 90 degrees and push up overhead. So pushing up above your chest, coming down to 90 degrees, pushing up and down. So exhale on the effort, inhale as you come down. Reciprocal chest press next, so you're just doing one side at a time. So really go nice and slow, go as slow as you need, and just focus on nice, slow, steady movements. Control the weights up and down. This really helps balance your training and get rid of any imbalances in strength that you might have on either side. For our isometric version of the move, we're just going to hold up one arm at a time, and if you can, you're going to bring in the same knee and hold it up in a bicycle leg hold as I'm doing here. If the legs are too much, don't worry. If it's too much having your head and shoulders off the floor, you can drop them. Try and do the full hold as I'm doing here, and then we're just going to switch over and do the other side. So just hold just a few more seconds, almost there, and rest. So just prepare now, going in with the other arm, other knee in, head and neck off the floor if you can. If not, feel free to rest your head down on the floor, rest the legs down, and just do the isometric hold with your arm wherever you are. That's fine. Modify the workout as you need for you and your level. So for the last power version, we're going to put that all together, and you are going to press as you bicycle your legs. Again, if this is too tricky, just repeat your chest press. Wherever you are with your training is fine, but if you can, try and add those bicycle legs. The lower you go with them, the harder it will be. So challenge yourself, try and keep them close to the floor, and don't forget to breathe. Next up, for the second half of our third circuit, we've got some plank variations. First up, plank with arm reach. So nice wide feet to keep your balance. Focus on keeping your hips square to the mat, and breathe. This is a great core stabilizer and strengthener. Next up, we've got plank hip dips. So come onto your elbows, and you can bend your bottom knee as you twist your hips around. Just makes it slightly easier. Coming over onto our sides, now we're going to do our side plank. So remember, you can have your bottom knee supporting you if a full side plank is still hard. Otherwise, try and come right up, lift your leg for a further challenge and lift your arm too. And switch sides. Finally, for our power section, let's go in with our plank jacks. So try and do these as quick as you can. If you need to, you can just tap your foot in and out. So alternate sides, tap one foot in and out and then the other foot in and out if you don't want to do the jumping version. On to our fourth and final circuit. Grab both your weights. We're going to be doing some curl and press variations. So this now is just a standard curl. So you're going to curl up and then switch your hands around and press overhead. So coming back down, bicep curl up and press overhead. Now alternating curl and press, so you're only going to need one weight for this and we're going to do one side at a time. So let's go. So grab the weight, push it overhead and curl it back down between your legs. So pushing up and curling down between your legs. And getting ready, switch sides. So up and down between your legs, push up overhead, down between your legs. Oh, that was a fast and furious section. Get ready now for our isometric section. So you're going to grab both weights again, come down into a nice low sumo squat and hold. So holding the weights out in front of you in a bicep curl, arms at 90 degrees, elbows tucked into your side and hold. Now switch and hold up above your head in your press position. Our final move is a clean squat and press motion. So you're going to grab both dumbbells, hang them down at your sides, then flick them up, squat down with them on your shoulders, press up overhead and back down. So bend, up, squat, push overhead. So bend up to your shoulders, squat and press overhead. This is a super tricky move, but once you've mastered it, it's one of the more fun moves. I really love this one. For the second half of our final circuit, tricep extensions with toe taps. So grab one weight down onto your back, push it up overhead, legs up to tabletop, and let's go. So bring the weight down as you do a toe tap and back up again. Lower down and up. Next up, drop both knees to one side and hold, either hovering above the floor or resting on the floor as you do your tricep extensions. So get ready, we're going to switch sides in a minute. So a couple more and switch sides, lower the legs to the other side. For our isometric version, we're just going to hold the arms back while we drop our toes to the floor. So drop alternate toes while you hold back, hovering the weight just above the floor if you can. If this gets too much, just pull the weight up and hold it straight up overhead. And last up, we are going to add a full leg lower while you do your tricep extension overhead. So rather than a toe tap, try and bring the leg all the way down till it just hovers above the floor, then bring it back to your tabletop position as you bring your arms back up overhead. We're almost there, guys. You've done so well. Just a few more minutes, just keep going. Right, we are almost done. We're just going to do a little bonus section, 3 final moves. Grab both your dumbbells now, and we're going to go in for a dumbbell swing. So hinge at the hips and push the bottom back as you swing the dumbbells up and then back to chest height. You can either go by your sides or through your legs if that feels more comfortable. You can use both dumbbells or one if this feels a bit much. So swing and hinge. We're going for a curtsy lunge next, so you can either use both your weights or you can hold one goblet style in front of you. Try and do both if you can for an extra challenge. We are almost there. Now this really is the last move, I promise. For a final burn, we are going to go in with mountain climbers. So coming down to the floor or performing on an incline or the wall if that's where you are. Let's go, let's try and keep it nice and fast. Just a few more seconds left. You really are almost finished now. Okay, that is it. Well done. The workout is over. We are going to come in for a nice cool down now. Don't skip this bit, please. As always, it is super important to cool down too. So just push back into a nice child's pose and take a few nice breaths here. Coming slowly back to tabletop, reach your right arm up and thread your arm through the gap. Thread the needle, it's called this one, and rest your shoulder on the floor for a lovely spinal twist and shoulder stretch. Returning to center, stretch the left arm up now and just repeat on the other side. Come slowly back up and take your right knee forward for a nice low lunge, sinking into that hip, and stretch over at the same time for a nice side stretch. Just letting your other arm hang down by your side. Stretch back now, lift that front toe for a nice hamstring stretch. And let's repeat on the other side. So left knee forward, stretch up. Over to the side, let the other arm hang down, nice and loose, sink into that hip, and then push back, lift the front toe and feel a lovely stretch through your hamstring, sinking forward over your knee if you can. Coming now to a nice cross-legged position, stretch the arms forward, interlink your fingers, look towards the floor for a nice stretch across the back of your neck and your shoulders. Take the arms round behind you, push your chest up to the ceiling, nice deep breaths, and stretch out your chest. Let's stretch out our shoulders now, so one arm across, the other arm pulls it in as you look over your shoulder, and switch sides. Now do a nice tricep stretch, so push that elbow back, feel that lovely stretch through your triceps, and switch sides. Finally, let's take one arm overhead for a nice side stretch, look up to the ceiling, switching to the other side. Last final stretch here, nice deep breath in and out, coming back to center,
well done for completing that Tabata fusion inspired workout. That was pretty intense, I think you can agree, but give yourself a big pat on the back for doing that. Well done, and let's finish as normal with some nice deep breaths in and out. Deep breath in and out. Well done, great job, and I will see you in the next workout.